Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Modern Engineers. Today we are going to do a ship tour of the Ares class guided missile destroyer. Now, she is based off of the Flight 2 Arleigh Burke class destroyer. Now, I am a prior Burke sailor, so a lot of her interior is modeled really close to the original design premise. Now, I've taken some liberties, mostly for form-fitting, gameplay, and all that stuff, but she's very close, and I think she's one of the most beautiful ships that I've created, and she's just absolutely stunning. Just gorgeous. There's a lot of interesting little details and greebles and stuff like that. I spent about 5 years on a ship like this. Not this type, not necessarily this one. I was on a Flight 1, but she's very close. Let's go ahead and hop over onto the quarterdeck here. You'll see these are her unrep stations. These are the package version of the systems. This is basically where we're going to be setting up brow once I get around to that. Her shore power connection should be over there. This is one of her breezeways that just kind of transverses up to the bow. And we're going to go ahead and head up to the forecastle here. Now, you'll see that she's got VLS. She's a little bit smaller in armament than a Burke is in this complement, but she's still more than capable. It's mostly just limitations of the mod. I needed a different type of missile for different things, but she's still up to 96 missiles in this forward battery. You'll notice one thing about this ship is that she is not a typical Space Engineers build. She is a off-center ship. Basically, how Space Engineers works is you have it's a block system like Minecraft. So you set up a block in the middle, and that's your center line. She is an even number ship. So instead of a typical having a block down the middle, she's actually an even number across, which means that she rides on a center line between two blocks. This is very difficult to do. If I had known how difficult it was, I wouldn't have designed her this way. But the only reason I designed her this way was for the angles and the sharpness of the ship. She looks gorgeous, and like just Eric, let me show you. Let me show you this sharp curve here, real quick. Like, look at that. Like, that's great. I couldn't achieve that with a block in the middle, and that's kind of why she's off-centered the way she is. It made it really difficult, though, to center line her guns and her mounts. This is the forward bosun locker, by the way. It's not finished. That's another thing. The ship is only about 98% of the way done. She is got a pretty flushed out interior, but not quite finished, mostly because I haven't made a lot of decisions yet, and she is taxing on resources, mostly aluminum, because it's all interior spaces at this point. Up there is one of our refueling stations. This one is the fuel-only version. You'll also notice that we had a forward CWIS mount, and there was a SATCOM antenna up there. Here's one of the we're back on the middle deck here. This is the package station. This is going to be the boat deck, but it's not finished yet. I still have to put in the plates and the crane. But this is one of our after refueling stations. She's got 6 stations total on board so that she can refuel at sea from any one of those stations. Here we have the anti-ship missiles, and we have aft CWIS, we have torpedoes, and then we have the aft VLS system, I believe, and we have the exhaust system for number 3 generator right there. And then we have one of the features that the Terror class doesn't have, a functioning flight deck. Now, I'm not sure why that helicopter is missing her rotor. It was working literally 10 minutes ago, so I'll have to look into that. But anyway, we have 2 aircraft stored on board, and they were transported with the ship when she arrived. These are not my builds because I am very terrible when it comes to building aircraft, but we have two of them stored on board here. Let me open the hangar. But this aircraft just fits so perfectly in these hangars that I couldn't not use them, you know? They're very, very fun to fly these aircraft. There is also access up to the helo deck up here, which, I'm sorry, the helo control tower. It's not quite finished. As you can see, there's not a lot of interior stuff here. Some buttons are missing and stuff like that. Stutter there. But yeah, it's very much a difficult ship to build, this one was. I planned 3 of these ships. You can see that we're doing some subgrading here for her railings, because I want the rails to go up and down for the flight deck to give us more room. But we're going to move forward and continue the topside tour here a little bit. Here's another refueling station. The ACOM ladder is going to go in this area here. And then we have the other side of that unrep station. She's got 2 30mm chain guns up there. We also have a radar warning system and jamming system up on the upper deck. We're going to go ahead and go in this little door here. Kind of reminiscent of some old memories here. And yeah, she's not finished yet. Mostly just because like I haven't decided on how I'm going to make the ship as interior friendly as I want it to be. This would have been a electronic shop. I'm not there yet. The interior is very close to a guided missile destroyer in the Navy, but not too close. We have a admin office right here. This is a decon locker. And then moving forward, you can see how I got the guns to centerline. We have a rotor that is offset with a cargo container, and the gun is mounted on top. That is the only way I was able to make this work. Yes, this ship uses a lot of rotors and to make it work. This room is the Combat Systems Maintenance Center. Now, this is not exactly how the interior looks on a Combat Systems Maintenance Center, and that's on purpose. I made sure that when I built these spaces, I could Google up what was inside them, and if I couldn't Google what was inside them, I did not build their interiors the way they were supposed to be built. Back here, we have a fan room for pushing air from the main stack into the boat. You can see that. That goes down to the engine room. And then out here, just some unused space that I'm going to have to utilize somehow, some way, some form. We're going to go back around here, get to this door here, and then we're back on here. Well, let's start with the superstructure, because we'll just work our way down. Up here is O Country. You can see that's where the phased array panels kind of clip in there. Still trying to fix that. Yeah, this is Officer Country. We've got a couple staterooms. We've got a storage locker right there. A nice little stateroom right here. Some heads. And then I think this is the captain's cabin. He's got his own bathroom. And then it kind of goes around. It's kind of a little bit of a maze in here, mostly just because of the space, and I am trying to utilize every single inch of this boat as much as I can. And that means I have to use passageways on top of decks and stuff like that instead of putting a break in between. This is the wardroom. This is about to get gutted and redone because it'll look more like the crew galley, which I'll show you downstairs in a second. But yeah, it's a little tight in there and I don't like the design, so I'm going to fix that. Moving further, we've got another passageway going up now. And we have a subgridded bridge. Yeah. I don't invoke the Wrath of Clang, I just worship him. Anyway, the bridge is unfinished. I also really, really, really love the wipers. It's super nice. Anyway, the ship is unfinished still, so there's some displays that need to go up here, some navigation. We got some compasses up here already. Those are specific to areas at war, so they are functioning properly. We have some access over here. The only issue I have with this is that the phased array panels kind of clip up, and it gives me a little bit of a judder and clanging, but I've gotten it pretty stable now. You can see how she is right now. She's really stable. But we still have some issues that I need to fix. When you see up here, we got the mast. And I managed to get the HF wires to come form and go down together, which is super fun. We have some SATCOM antennas. And then, yeah, we have... She's still very much unfinished. She's not there yet, but she's getting close. We're going to head down to the main deck. And how a ship typically is laid out, and I'll put up a display here in post-production, that a ship has a couple of main decks. You have the main passageway, which runs all the way forward and all the way aft. That is the DC deck. Underneath that, the ship starts to get subdivided because it's starting to go below the water level. We're going to start over here. This is the Chief's Mess, by the way. And this is unfinished as well. We're going to kind of flush it out like the galley and the mess decks. But yeah, I have some parts that are missing, mostly because Apex came and I was not ready. But yeah, you have the DC deck, and it sits on top of the divided sub deck, and that is usually where the engine spaces are, and that's how you kind of make a ship very survivable. We got the mess decks here. We also have a very nice big galley, mostly because I couldn't fit a galley upstairs for the officer country, so this is the ship's only galley. We're going to head over to the mess decks, and you're going to see how I want to do the chief's mess and the wardroom on board. Yep, sub-gridded. Look at this. Look at that. So good. I fit so many people in here and so much details. I can put the ship's name on the floor. Oh, I love that. Anyway, you'll also notice this door back here. This is an escape scuttle that goes down into the main engine room. I have a lot of escape scuttles around the boat. Oh. Okay, problem with subgrids, sometimes you have conflicts, so I'm just going to have to come back and grind that panel away, and it should be good to go. We'll fix that later. Also, disclaimer, because the next space we're going, this is publicly available. I will throw the image up. This is publicly available. I will not ever show you a space that isn't publicly available online and designed close to the original. Anyway, that being said, welcome to combat. She's still very much a work in progress. I haven't had the time to program all the displays in different consoles and put in their seats yet. So she's still getting there. We have this TAO's chair right here. We got to put up the nav displays now. We have a Dead Reckoning Tracer. So yeah, I will never ever show you a space that is classified. So this space is available online for training. So we're going to follow the online thing. And you'll even notice that some of the things back here, which are not on that sheet, magically aren't there. Weird, right? It's almost like I know what I'm doing. Anyway, moving on. We have some racks back here, which are going to have some of our navigation systems. We have the Dead Reckoning Tracer. I'm still a little bit torn on how I'm going to set up this system, or the combat room at least. The main thing is that up here is going to be missiles and probably some ground strike and surface warfare maybe. We have our TAO and our CSC consoles here. We're going to have air warfare and tactical over here, possibly a jammer system, and then we have our air warfare and submarine warfare areas over here. So we'll get her sorted out and figured out soon. We're going to move forward. I'll show you what she's like up forward. We have a berthing up here, which is probably going to get gutted and turned into a computer room for her AI modules, because I forgot about that. Also, this room does not fit well with the magazine above it. Don't like that, so we'll probably change that. Up here, we have a repair locker. This is repair 2. Nice little repair lockers, they're snug. And up here we have a ship store. Yes, and some storerooms and shelves and stuff like that. Just kind of some bits and bobs for crew morale and welfare, because the ship is designed to be a long hauler. She's designed to stay out to sea for a very long period of time and continue to operate. We have another escape scuttle here. And then we have access to that storeroom back there. This is for the gun. Mostly just going to be a load ammo hoist that's in there. Up here you can see where the rest of that bosun's locker is, and this unfinished space, which we're going to head down to the actual entrance here. She also obeys the all or nothing armor scheme, so there's a magazine back there, so she's got armor. This is sonar control. This is probably where my displays are going to be, and then moving down is probably going to be where my computers are going to be for the running of the phased array rig. I spent a while designing that rig, so it'll be fun. But she's, very much unfinished in some areas. It's mostly aluminum plates and decisions that I haven't made. We're going to move aft here real quick. That's basically the bow section of the ship kind of done. We're going to head aft. Actually, no. We're going to just go below the DC deck, and I'll show you the spaces moving aft. So, this is a junction here. We're going to head over forward. This is berthing 1. This space will be most likely gutted. Mostly because it's such a waste of space. I don't like how much room there is between the bunks, and it's probably going to be closer to the bunk that I showed you in episode 3 on how we made it. But it's a large berthing, so you have plenty of restrooms and crew amenities in here. It's much larger compared to the Terror class, which was in last episode. So that'll be, this is a much nicer ship than the Terror, at least space-wise. There's the access for that escape scuttle, other jetter. Moving down, this is kind of getting to my home territory. We have a gyro room, which, again, unfinished because I haven't gotten there yet. Oh, some air problems here, so we'll have to fix that later. This also has the pump room for waste discharge going over the side of the ship. It used to use daily needs, now it doesn't. Now I need to figure out how I'm going to fix that. We also have access to the forward VLS up here and her maneuvering thrusters. The gyros are going to be used for navigation, slight steering, but not really all that much. It's unfinished, but we're getting there. I haven't gotten to how I'm going to do that yet. So yeah, and there's the bottom of this escape scuttle that goes all the way up to the bow, or the weather deck. But yeah, it's getting there. You can see the deck is actually divided between the engine rooms and stuff like that. Getting as much stuff in this ship was difficult and is still an ongoing challenge. Moving aft, we're going to head down underneath combat. And this room is unfinished and definitely not going to look like its real life counterpart. This is radio. Yay! See how it's completely empty. Anyway, I spent a lot of time in this room. Anyway, this room is going to have all of our transmitters, our computers, and other stuff. You can see I already put in the subgridded floor, and we're going to try and fill this room out with the computers that I usually use on the Terror class and a few other systems. Moving further down, we are going to the auxiliary space. This is our first auxiliary space. The engine is being worked on right now. One of the turbine compressors wasn't working, so we're gonna have to fix that. This is one of her gas turbine generators. This provides electricity to the ship while at sea. She requires a lot of electricity to run her phased array panels of the spy platform. So it gets a little bit difficult keeping up with this ship. So once I get to where it is, this connection goes up to the main fuel tanks. So she can, all of her turbines can use the same fuel system. And it's cross-connected and cross-flowing so that in case one's damaged, it can keep going. This is our first load center. And yeah, you can see some unutilized space. I know, I will get there and come back here. This is very much the first in-class ship. I'm still trying to figure out how to and where to put things. It won't be until I've used her more often do I go, oh yeah, it would be a lot better if I did this here. And then redesigned it and refinished it and stuff like that. Here we have Repair 5. Another judder. This is the largest repair locker on the ship. We're going to head over across this horseshoe P-way. Almost as if I memorized it. And then we're going to head down to this room. Now, some of the rooms are missing. If you've ever been near a ship like this, that's on purpose. We're going to move to our first engine room. So, fitting stuff in here is a lot of like messing around. This used to be the reverse osmosis system for making fresh water on the ship. Daily needs, no longer available, no longer working, so we'll have to figure that out. Oh, the turbine's off kilter. I'll have to fix that, because that could damage the ship. Hang on. Just do it gently. Must have forgotten to lock the rotor. That's the wrong way. Here we go. There we go. Level. Perfect. Okay, these are her two LM2500s, which are definitely linked below. These are on the workshop, so if you want to mess around with these are 8 megawatt gas turbine generators. These are the larger versions, just because I had room, so why not add the fog cage and all that stuff. This is coupled to the main shaft and runs all the way aft to the main propeller. I can get 30 knots out of this ship, which is blistering in comparison to the frigate, which can only do 25. Let's move up and out. Past the filter shop there. Anyway, we're going to move aft now. Got medical, which is a little bit roomier than on a Terror, which was just a survival kit mounted into a wall. We got a nice roomy little medical here, some office space for the ship's dock. Not a lot, but it's getting there. Moving aft, we have the exit to the galley. It's designed that way so that you can get out without getting back in line and messing things up. Unused space up here so far, probably going to be fire control stuff, probably some event controllers. This is a fan room for pushing the air into the engine rooms, and then yeah, this is pretty unused space. I'm probably going to fill it out soon. There's some other issues that I'm working on. Huh, that's not good.
That's not good.
So, guess who forgot to hook up the shore power connections? Yeah, that was me. So yeah, turns out that I forgot to hook that up, so we're hooked back up, power's back on. That's what happens when you don't set it up right. This is access, we're going to continue here. This is access to main engine room number 2. You can see the passageway doesn't line up yet. It's because we're still trying to figure out how we're going to lay it out. I want to try and use as much room as possible on this ship and utilize as much space as possible. And it's very much just a fact-finding mission at this point. Here we have our second pair of LM2500s, which mentioned below, they're downstairs. Not downstairs, they're down in the link. We also have a standby generator here, the only hydrogen generator on the entire ship, because the hydrogen generators only produce 5 megawatts. These turbines produce 8 megawatts each. And yeah, they're a little bit bigger, but more power. The only issue is that they have a starting issue. They need an initial power to be able to start. So if you go cold and dark and your batteries are dead, there's no way to restart the engine without some initial electricity. So you need the 5 megawatt generator to basically jumpstart the engine. this wasn't an issue on the Terror class because, well, she had a 10 megawatt generator as a standby generator. So it's just good to have that generator to produce the starting voltage or starting air that you need to be able to run to start up the engines. Because I went full gas turbine on this ship and found that issue. So I'm going to have to keep that in mind for our next build. Moving aft, we're going to go around this next horseshoe. Almost like I've been here before. We're going to head over onto the other side of this P-way, which, again, not finished. We're going to figure that out, don't you worry. Here we have Central Control Station, which has the main engine controls and statuses that's going to be all around the ships. And it would be generator controls, open and closure valves, starting up engine, propellers, stuff like that. Just going to be our central station. Back in this horseshoe, we have access to the harpoon missiles so that we can load them. And I know I'm missing it somewhere. I'm not sure where, but there is access to VLS, and I can't remember if it's there or not. I don't remember where the access is. Anyway, over here's the hangar deck. So yeah, where we can store our helicopters. And the only reason that helicopter's on the flight deck is because of the next video, so we'll get there. Moving aft, we're getting close to the end, so don't you worry, hold on. We have VLS. I know there's access underneath it, I can't remember where I put the hatch. We have some berthing space here, probably for the bosuns. We have access over here. Yeah, not much. Wait, no. Heading down here, we have generator number 3. This is our main was one of our electrical turbines. Another 8 megawatts. The phased array panels require a lot of energy, hence the wattage. Oh wait, yeah, I do remember. Is it back here? No, this is a storeroom. Anyway, a storeroom back here. So there's that. I don't remember how to access the VLS system. I might have to tear the ship apart. Look into that. Anyway, moving forward, moving back aft, we have our trim system, which keeps us balanced. Yeah, I don't know where that room is. That's bugging me. We're gonna have to figure that out. Anyway, this is our ballast system. Keeps the ship stable because there's so much weight on the ship, it tends to wobble a little bit, so I like to have a little balance system. This is Repair 3, one of our other repair lockers. We also have a battle dressing station back here, so we can respawn back here in case the main one gets taken out. And a recharge station right here. This little P-way is a little cramped. We have the crew serve armory right here, so watchstanders and other assorted missions. And then I'm going to open these hatches real quick. I'm going to have to redesign because I need access to aft steering on this one a little bit. This is another storeroom. Nothing in here yet, but we'll get there. Probably some food. And then we have our last berthing. Most likely for chiefs because it's actually a nice, decently sized berthing. And I'm thinking about gutting their berthing, so for computer stuff. So might be theirs in the future. This one's actually pretty decent use of space. I'm not gonna conform this one at all. Some paint there I need to fix. Anyway, yeah, we'll I'm not gonna change this one at all. It's a decent enough use of space. And then lastly, we have the flight deck access for the aft end of the ship. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, I just remembered. There's a space I forgot. Walked right past it too. It's not the one I was looking for. Darn it. We'll head forward here. Across the horseshoe. And down. This will most likely be a supply office, so check the inventory and stuff like that on the ship. Like I said, unfinished, just unused space that I haven't gotten to filling out yet, or deciding how to fill out yet. And then we have a storeroom. Again, unloaded. The ship is designed for long-haul missions, so it needs a lot of storage room for the ship. But I think I've done a decent enough job getting as much space out of this ship as possible. There's still obviously some more work to do, but we're getting there. But that is pretty much it for the ship and her tour. Yeah, short power connections were my fault. We're going to have to fix that later. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I still think she's one of our more powerful ships, and I can't wait to get her back out to sea. So, stay tuned for the next one.